Hi, I'm Rob Shaw with Mountain Athlete, and I'm here with Crystal Wright, and we're just going to do a post-trip interview with her from her trip to the Winds, 10 days, at a Big Sandy entrance there at the Southern Wind River Range. How'd it go, Crystal?
It was a really successful trip overall. A lot of work, a lot of long approaches, a lot of warming temperatures, some river crossings that we weren't expecting, and some not frozen temps, some interesting skiing, but overall like really successful, really fun. Got Temple Peak off my tick list. The cooler I've been looking at probably since I was 8 years old, so that was really cool.
I know you were wondering about the snowpack, and one of your goals was just to have some fun and do some horse packing in. Was that possible, or was there too much snow for you?
My dad packed us in about 2.5 miles on the road, which was a savior because our photographer friend, Jim Harris, did a heavy planning on the food, which was great. We ate well, but it was heavy. We had about 40 pounds on the sled going in the first, and then plus your 20-pound pack.
Sure.
So, but the horses helped carry that a couple miles, but not very far, not far enough.
Did you base camp in one place?
We base camped at Sedgwick Meadows for 3 nights, and that wasn't too bad. So from when my dad dropped us off with the horses, that was about an hour and a half in.
Right.
And so that wasn't bad, but then it was the moving from there into Big Sandy Lake that was brutal.
Yeah. Was that your 4th day? How long did it take you to get in there to Big Sandy from there?
From there it was about 8 miles, and it took us probably about 8 hours. So it was slow going. A lot of bushwhacking, not a lot of elevation gain. It was actually probably like 200 feet of elevation gain, but just trying to get through the trees and the sleds tipping over and trying to wrestle them out. We were all like exhausted by the time we finally got to Big Sandy Lake. But then once we got there, it was all worth it. It was beautiful. Solitude.
You got Temple, and did you do anything else out at Sedgwick?
Yes. We did peak 11,930. The first day we got some snow, we went and did that. It was about 11,930 feet peak. So it's about 2,500 feet skiing, which was awesome. So we got those two from there.
Well, you moved from Sedgwick Meadows to Big Sandy, and took a day, so that was day 4. And then what were you able to ski out of Big Sandy?
So out of Big Sandy, we went up, there was this very prominent couloir, a couple of different couloirs off the back of War Bonnet Peak, which is a pretty popular climbing route. It drops straight off on the other side. It's hard climbs on that peak. So we were on the back side of it, and so we went up the shoulder, and had awesome views into the Circuit of the Towers from there, and then skied a pretty good, it's probably about 45, 50 degrees on the top. Off the summit, down, and it went into 2 different kind of couloirs, and that was one of my favorite lines because it was really good corn, really steep, continual.
Did you end in the Cirque, or did you end back?
We ended back towards Big Sandy Lake.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So that was so that was a shorter day because we were all pretty tired. So it was kind of nice. So shorter day in 4 hours is like a short day for us.
Right.
7 days, it gets tiring after a while. But yeah, so that was really great, and then. The next day we went into the Cirque. It just was so warm, it didn't freeze. So we skied some shoulders in the Cirque, and it was just like little aprons, and that was really fun. But just neat to tour in there in the winter because I've been there a ton in the summer, so that was really cool. So it was pretty wild to be in there when there was just obviously nobody around, lots of snow. And then the last day we skied Mount Schisler, which was on one of my lists. I think I talked about it in the previous interview.
Was that the peak that's right above Big Sandy?
Yep, exactly. And I'm not sure, I think it's like 11,500. We found this awesome little hidden couloir off the summit. We didn't know if it went. We kind of just took our chances, and it had big walls on each side and went right down to Rifle Lake. So that was really fun. We got up at 4. We got up early that morning. We got up at 4. And that was our big day because then we got done with that. It was like 10 o'clock. We're like, it was almost too warm to keep skiing.
Yeah.
So either we go hang out at camp all day or try and make the trek out. We're all dreading the trek out. And that was hell.
So you went for the trek?
Yeah, so we left the camp, we left
and you were
Big Sandy
through
Lake.
The whole way.
Yeah, we left Big Sandy Lake at like 11, and we got back to the car at 7. But it was crazy, going across like the last meadow, like with the sleds, and we got kind of lost, and then Kim got us back on route, showed the map, and then we tried just to take easier ground. And even though I've been in there a million times in the summer, it's just you couldn't stay on the summer trail through those thick trees with those sleds. And then everything was melting, so we couldn't get across all the rivers. And then finally by Lamro Meadow, which is like after the trailhead, we had about 3 miles. We thought 4 miles of the car, and my dad had surprised us and moved the car up because so much had melted. And that was like the best treat of the whole trip because we were suffering. Like, you went into the mental, that's like the mental toughness aspect of it, and just like put your head down. I mean, I was just like dragging my sled through water, and like I was skinning it in a that whole road was flooded, you know. So that was by 7 o'clock that night. We started at 4 a.m. essentially because we skied. That was a big day.
How's your fitness? How's your recovery?
My recovery was awesome. I started to feel a little tired after the big day, just getting in. You know, Temple was a big day, because I was like about an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
And because I skied Temple Peak, the couloir, and then I booted up another really cool couloir, so it was just a big day. It was about 8 hours, and then going right into another 8-hour day. And then I was a little fatigued doing the War Bonnet, but then I recovered really fast after that. And the day we actually did Scheissler and stuff, I felt great. I was like ready to go. But to be able to go 7 days in a row, I was psyched with how fast I was able to recover in between. And it's different sleeping in tents and just don't sleep as well.
Right.
So that was hard too, not getting as much rest. And getting up, we got up, you know, we never slept in, you know, we got like 5 or 6 every day.
You said that this is one of your dreams to do this. Did it live up to what you wanted?
Yeah, it definitely did in hindsight. I definitely would do a couple things differently.
What would you do different?
So, probably not pull sleds into Big Sandy. I'd go lighter and faster, and that was kind of what I originally wanted to do, was just take packs, but it just had too much stuff to kind of get rid of and to go in. So that's what I would do differently. But now it's nice because you kind of can see more of the terrain in there in the winter, and even though I've been there a ton in the summer, it looks so different with snow on it.
Sure.
But yeah, the Temple Peak was definitely awesome, and then just being able to be in the cirque, and you know, it's crazy because where we camped at Big Sandy is where I'd first gone when I was like 5 years old, so it was kind of neat to just like be there with no people and just look at it a whole different light. Because usually it's really busy in the summer there, so it's kind of fun to appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it more.
I know this is going to be in the magazine. Do you have any idea when the story will be published?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard from Jim yet, but I believe it's coming out kind of in their fall issue. Okay. Going into winter, kind of their first opening issue. So.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.